Hello, everyone. Welcome into the show. I have a very special guest. I don't know if I can call him a special guest anymore. He's family around here. Hendo from the Rogue Pod joining me tonight. How are you, Hendo?
I am well and yourself.
I am doing very well. Thank you for asking. This is exciting because this is Steelers rivalry week. And for Baltimore Ravens fans, this is important. This is huge, right? So this is the game that we all look for and highly anticipate, the final outcome. So I am really excited about this one, although I'm a little bit nervous, but hopefully after we recap tonight, some of those nerves will kind of dissipate. Yeah. How are you feeling about the game overall?
I mean, of course, there's always a little trepidation when going into a game. Of course, the Baltimore Ravens have the best team in the NFL right now, but there are times when the Ravens do have a few hiccups here and there. They kind of lose their identity and do things that aren't of the team. So you never know. And as a lot of us know, in the last 8 games, the Baltimore Ravens are 1-7 versus the Steelers. Their last win in Pittsburgh was in December of 2022, and their last win in Baltimore was in 2019. So over
Yeah.
the last 10 games, they have 2 wins.
Yeah, it's not been pretty for the Ravens in terms of like win-loss in the last 10 games. We have, yikes, Ravens right now, we haven't been doing very well. We're 7-3 against the Steelers. And I'm sorry, we're 3-7. I apologize. 3-7. I said that backwards. We're 3-7. So we have a long ways to go when it comes to the Steelers. And I don't know if it's largely attributed to their coach. Really, Coach Tomlin does an excellent job. I don't know if he just has our card, so to speak. But let's dive into this upcoming game and kind of like just go through and share our thoughts. And we welcome yours if you are watching on either my channel or Hendo's channel. Thank you for joining us tonight. We hope you all are doing great. And let us know, weigh in the chat. How are you feeling about this game? Are you excited, nervous? But let's start with where we are. Ravens are right now sitting at 7-3. Steelers are 7-2. And they have command right now of the AFC North. Hopefully that will change on Sunday afternoon. For me, Hendo, starting with coaching, how do you think we match up in terms of Coach Harbaugh to Coach Tomlin?
This is a sore subject for Ravens fans because, a lot of us Ravens fans were like, man, if we had Mike Tomlin as our head coach, the Ravens would have won a Super Bowl by now. And a lot of Steelers fans are like, oh, I can't stand Tomlin. He doesn't have any playoff wins since like 2016. We could do better with John Harbaugh. So for me, I would have to give the edge to Mike Tomlin because if you look, especially since the 2019 season, the Baltimore Ravens have had the better team each and every time, but yet and still they only have 2 wins. So a lot of that comes down to coaching because the talent is there. The talent has always been there. We've had Lamar Jackson. Now he's missed a few of those contests, but schematically, we should have beaten the Steelers on many, many occasions. Now, a couple of those wins were at the end of the season where we had the division sewn up. Our playoff seed was locked in, so we didn't need to play our starters. So they got like 2 wins just off of just playing the backups. But overall, I just think that with what Mike Tomlin has had to work with the Mason Rudolphs, the Kenny Pickett's, the Mitchell Trubisky's, the Duck Hodges, like he's beaten us with some quarterbacks that should not be in the league, and some of them are not in the league or their career backup. So for me, coaching goes to Mike Tomlin because he gets the most out of his players, no matter if they're injured, no matter if they have their star players playing at their best. So to me, I have to give that edge to him. And a lot of people try to dismiss the fact that through Mike Tomlin's 18-year career, 19-year career, he has never had a losing season. And I guess once you're used to winning like that, it kind of gets mundane. It's like, so what? He has a winning season. It's no Super Bowl championships. But when John Harbaugh hasn't had one of his key star franchise players, he's 500. So
I would have to agree with you. And Mike Tomlin has done a terrific job with the Steelers. And it depends on what day of the week you ask a Steelers fan whether they're team Tomlin or not. But like you mentioned, Hendo, he doesn't have a losing record, a season. And that says a lot for him as a head coach. Now, has he gotten his team to the Super Bowl, and has he won the Super Bowl recently?
No.
Okay, that's a different question. So, the barometer, right, to which we gauge or measure success, it's relative, so it just depends. But overall, I think when I see the Pittsburgh Steelers, for the most part, this is a team that looks to be well coached and prepared when they go into games. Not every game. I'm not going to say that because I don't watch every Pittsburgh Steelers game. So I'm sure that they have just as many woes or concerns that we do in terms of what their players are doing right and what they're not doing, what they're doing wrong, but just overall, I will give the slight advantage to Tomlin. I want to see if Mike Tomlin has any of those challenge blunders this week against the against the Ravens, like we are accustomed to or have grown accustomed to with John Harbaugh. So we shall see.
We shall see. And because we won the game last week, a lot of people overlook the fact that your man blew 2 timeouts early in the game.
He did.
And he threw out the challenge flag for a 3-yard gain. And when we needed that timeout later in the half, because if we could have had that timeout, we would have had the opportunity. I'm not going to say now that we were going to make it because Justin Tucker, you never know, but we would have had an opportunity to attempt a field goal. So when it comes to challenges, that man is befuddling. I just scratch my head and say, you cannot be the second highest tenured coach in the NFL and still make the same rookie mistakes that you made way back when. And I think it's gotten even worse because I think his ego has taken over and he's just like, I'm gonna do what I want to do. And he said it in the press conference. Who cares what my record is? I'm gonna just keep on chucking.
Yeah. Again, we'll watch and see if those blunders are made on the Steelers side in terms of their head coach. I don't think so. I don't think we're going to see that, but you never know. Shout out to everyone who's joined in the chat. We see you. And if you are new, welcome. Please subscribe, join the family, subscribe over to Hendo at the Rogue Pod. If you're new here at Ravens Talk with Yolanda, hit the subscribe button and do us both a favor. Really easy. If you are happy to see Hendo return to these live streaming streets, go ahead and hit the like button. If you are having a good time already, and it's only been a couple of minutes into this stream, just go ahead and do us a favor. Hit that like button and just let Hendo know that you're glad to see him back. But, Hendo, so now in terms of, we'll start with offense. Our offense going up facing their defense. And yes, you all see me struggling with this. This is my green juice. And I put on lotion before this because y'all were not going to say, ooh, talk about me. And Yolanda's hands are ashy. And now I can't even open my drink. But anyway, so if you all see me struggling, that's what it is. This is called life. But I'm going to get this bottle open. See what Hendo does? He, with ease, opens his. And I don't even have a towel or anything. Look, I'm going to use I'll use bottom of my shorts here. Okay, that still didn't work. Oh, all right. We got it. Aha. Now you can't pick at me anymore.
We're not here for beverages. We're here to talk about the Baltimore Ravens.
Look, I have to stay hydrated. But yes, and speaking of laughing at me, if you did not catch my live stream where the bee tried to attack me and have me for lunch, go ahead and watch that after this stream. It's bound to be a laugh for you. But starting with our offense, going up against their defense, we have Lamar Jackson. And against a very good, very, very good defense. And we all know, even though Highsmith is not supposed to play this week, he's probably not. We still have TJ Watt.
Yes. How
do you feel about our offensive line protecting Lamar Jackson this game?
Whew. We've all seen what's happened with Chris Jones, Max Crosby, Myles Garrett. We've seen the things happen where they just pick their poison. Like they say, you know what? I'm going up against you today on this play. And they dominate them. But it's going to be up to Todd Monken to call the plays. The one thing that has impressed me the most about this season is after 16, 17 years, the Baltimore Ravens have successfully learned how to run screens. And once you start getting that pressure to kind of slow them down a bit, you hit them with the screen game. Yeah. And that'll kind of back them off. But even if you back off the pressure, TJ Watt is going to come 100 miles an hour and gunning. So that gives me a little trepidation. Somebody said the other day, I think it was Adrian on a Lunch Break Hot Take, he was like, we're going to need Pat Ricard to chip him. Maybe a renewed Justice Hill in his blocking. They're going to have to double team him and just worry about everybody else. They don't know what they're going to get out of Preston Smith because they just traded for him. But they have some guys on defense, and they are always schematically sound to where it gives me pause. But for me, the biggest thing is I'm not even worried about their defense. We are first in scoring. We are first in points per. We're first in points per game. We're first in yards, third in passing, and first in rushing. So our offense is truly dominant. So I'm not worried about them. We have Lamar Jackson. So they have TJ Watt. Cool. He may get a sack or 2 or 3, but Lamar Jackson is doing his thing, and he's going to perform at an MVP type level as he has each and every game. The world has been waiting for him to fail and kind of come down a little bit. And even in the losses, Lamar Jackson has played extremely well. So I'm not too concerned about it. I'm concerned more about the mistakes that may be made, the coaching challenges, the calls on third down, if we fumble a ball, if a ball tips off of a wide receiver's hand. So for me, I'm not worried about them.
Yeah, understood. Lead commander, I know you have to go. I saw your question earlier. Who do I have taking your game tonight? The Commanders or the Eagles? I'm going to go with the Commanders. I think the Commanders I'm going to go with the Commanders. I think they can put it all together with Jaden Daniels. I think they stayed toe to toe with us, for a while in that game. And that's saying a lot for a rookie quarterback to hang in there with the Baltimore Ravens, with Lamar Jackson. I think the Commanders can get it done tonight. But I know we're not here to talk about the game, but go ahead, Hendo.
But the Commanders aren't playing against the Ravens defense. Therein lies the difference.
Correct, but our defense has been up and down spotty.
Our defense has been good against Buffalo. We're going into week 11.
Right.
11.
Right. And Buffalo. Our defense has been good against how many teams?
Buffalo.
And the next team. One more team. And then one
Buffalo.
more. That's my point. So, right. I think I call me crazy if you want, but I think the Commanders are going to get it done. That's just where,
listen,
but we'll see.
Do you know who the second leading rusher in the NFL is?
I do not.
Saquon Barkley.
I'm okay. That's fine.
That's all they need. And they have Devontae Smith.
Yeah,
and they have AJ Brown.
Right, but have we? Okay,
Derrick Henry. We play them. Derrick Henry what?
We have Derrick Henry on our team, and have we not lost a couple of games here and there?
Yes, and so have the Commanders. So have the Commanders.
And they've lost 2 games, I believe. So
have the
3?
Eagles.
Maybe is it 3? I don't know. I don't know their schedule. I'm
they have the same record. The Eagles and Commanders have the same record.
Okay, there you go. I'm still taking the Commanders, but I think you just throwing shade because you don't like Washington. But moving on back to Tanja. Before I get to Tanja's comment from earlier, I want to send a huge shout out to my channel member who is with us tonight, David Hunt. Thank you very much for being here. Shout out to you. And if you would like to become a channel member too, there is a join button that is down below, and it has 3 different tiers that you can choose from if you just want to support the channel and what I'm doing over here. It's just a way to give back to the channel. And hey, everything that you donate and everything that you give to the channel goes back into me becoming a better content creator and making Baltimore Ravens content even better. But Tanja made
and more of it.
See how Hendo's just adds things? I'll do that later in the show. I'll just add some things. We'll do that later. But Tanja made a really good point, and I'm paraphrasing here. She said, our loss last year, at least in one of the games, to the Steelers had less to do with Lamar Jackson and pretty much all to do with the drops from the wide receivers.
Well, 7 of them, yeah.
Three
at least for touchdown.
I lost count. I did. So that's an excellent point, and I really want to highlight that now. We talked a little bit about the offensive line. Lamar Jackson, he needs to be protected, especially because we know that he is still nursing a knee and back injury, or not. I'm not going to call it an injury, but just an issue. There we go. That had him out of practice about a week and a half ago.
He's out of practice again.
I'm sorry?
He was out of practice again for his knee. He got a rest day.
He had a rest day. So I didn't really count a rest day per se as, actually being out, where he was out consecutive days leading up to the Bengals game, I believe. But I want to make sure that he's protected and that he stays upright. And you did mention a couple of sacks. Oh, I prefer not to see that. I didn't say I prefer not to see that, especially because, like you said, TJ Watt's going to come 100 miles an hour, guns blazing. That's what he's going to do.
Right.
But to Tandra's point, what do we need to see from our wide receivers this game to really close the deal? Because I think, like she said, like Tandra mentioned, a large portion of our loss was attributed to them. What do you need to see, Hendo?
I need to see Zay continue what he's doing. Like, he's dominating the league. He is by far the best second-year wide receiver the Baltimore Ravens have ever drafted in team history, and that says a lot. I also need to see maybe sprinkling a little Deontay Johnson. Like, Mike Tomlin had some not so kind words to say about him leading up to this game, so maybe the revenge factor kicks in. He knows the AFC North, he knows the Steelers, but more importantly, how will the Ravens incorporate Tylan Wallace? We saw Tylan Wallace make that play. He had 3 catches, 115 yards last week. No one expected it. So he could be the X factor, but I just need for them to continue to hold on to the ball. I need Rashad Bateman to kind of up his game some, because he did, before he caught that touchdown, he dropped the pass the play before. So his hands are a little bit shaky, and one of Lamar's interceptions came off of the hands of Rashad Bateman. So I need him to remember who he is, remember where and why we drafted him, and just beat these defensive backs up, because defensively for the Pittsburgh Steelers, yes, they have a great defense, but their cornerbacks are very suspect. So they can be had. Terry McLaurin last week went off. And I don't know who Joey Porter Jr. is going to go up against, probably Zay, but they just need to torch him like he was being torched last weekend. So I just need them to do their job and catch the ball.
Yeah. Speaking of Zay, last week Zay had a relatively quiet game. I'll say that. Relatively quiet. I'm going to look up his stats real quick. And I think it needs to be a big game from him. You mentioned the screens to Zay. I think especially because we know that our offensive line holds up pretty good. Not great, certainly not excellent. So we have Lamar Jackson who really masks a lot of the deficiencies that we see with our O-line. But because, like we mentioned earlier, back, knee, still dealing with those issues, let's continue to focus on getting the ball out quickly to his pass catchers, to all of his receivers. If it means some more screens to Zay than we'd like to see ordinarily, but it keeps Lamar Jackson upright and we're able to move the chains, let's do that. But last week...
I'm sorry. I hear you. I don't necessarily want to focus on Zay, because this team right now is a pick your poison type team. And I think that's what makes us most dangerous, because week in and week out, you can't just key in on one person and say, we're going to stop him, and that shuts everything down. Isaiah Likely's coming back. He actually practiced this week, so that gives us another option to go with. I know you're not a big basketball person, but some years ago, the Atlanta Hawks traded away all their superstars, and they had a bunch of role players, but they just kept beating teams because defensively, the other teams didn't know which player to key on. They didn't know who was going to take the last shot, and that made them really good. And I think that is one thing that makes the Baltimore Ravens offense really explosive, because you can take away Zay, and Bateman might eat. You can take away Bateman, and Mark Andrews might eat. Now we have Isaiah Likely coming in. So I don't really need for them to focus specifically on one guy. Just go where the play goes, where the play takes you. If this guy's open, hit him. If he's not, don't try to force anything and try to get somebody's stats up. So that's how I see it.
I agree with you in part. I don't think we need to primarily focus on Zay. Like you said, pick your poison type offense. All of the pass catchers need to be involved. That doesn't mean that one particular receiver or tight end will have, outstanding stats. It'd be nice if it happens that way, but we're able to spread the ball around effectively, and it has been working for us. So I agree with you. I certainly agree. But last week against the Bengals, Zay had 6 receptions for, I'm sorry, that's Rashad Bateman. Zay had 4 receptions for 34 yards. I would like to see a little bit more of contribution. I didn't say much. He doesn't have to go off and have a 100-yard game. No, he sure doesn't. But if we can increase it just a little bit, and this is just me being a little hesitant. Whenever a player comes back from an injury, no matter what it is, whether it's sidelined them for 1 week or multiple weeks, I like to slowly bring them back. Not just, okay, we have Isaiah Likely back, let's just give him a full workload.
He could be a decoy.
Right, and I agree. And I think that would be perfect for him this game. But I do want to see a little bit more from Deontay Johnson.
He has to get the opportunities.
Right. And I'm thinking this could be an opportunity for him. Yeah, he has to get opportunities, but sure, let's see what Deontay, we just traded for him, so just
But
brought him in.
it's a little more of an issue now with Tylen Wallace stepping up last week, because now you add
Yeah.
another wide receiver into the mix, and there are only so many plays that these wide receivers are going to get collectively. So somebody's going to have to suffer with the snap count.
Yeah.
We're not the team that's going to go out there and go full wide. So
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
but my thing is, for this game in particular, I care nothing about stats. I
Yeah.
mean, I want Lamar to get the stats to shut up the haters. But as far as wide receivers go, I could care less. I could not care less about this. The one thing that I'm caring about is getting a win. I'm tired of Suge. I'm tired of my brother. I'm tired of all my Pittsburgh Steelers fans talking about you 1-7, you 1-7, you can't beat us. Like, I'm tired of all that. I don't care about stats. I want to win this game more than anything. If it is an old AFC North, AFC Central defensive battle, cool. As long as we win the game, you play to win the game. That's it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And how does Suge and your brother say it again?
Oh, you guys are winning
Okay.
7 versus us. You can't beat us. Lamar.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Hendo. Yes. But absolutely. I want us to win the game. And on offense, we just, I think this will be a game, and let us know in the chat. I think this will also be a big game for our tight ends. That's what I think this game is going to really kind of like show. Mark Andrews is back. He's fully back. I think this is going to be the game where really our tight ends just, they have a day. And that's what I'm looking for our offense. Obviously, we have great wide receivers who have been doing a good job. We need them to continue to be consistent. Bateman has shown up. He just needs to be consistent. But I think it's the tight ends day. That's what I'm thinking. What do you think about our tight ends going, into this game?
I mean, they all right. Like, listen, you can say Mark Andrews is back. Mark Andrews is not back. He's playing better. He's doing better than he was when he came off of that injury. I think that in the beginning of the season, that
Yeah.
car accident took a little bit out of him, and he was playing a little bit hurt. I think he's playing a lot better. Not dominant. Isaiah Likely, through no fault to me of his own, I think they don't look to him. Because like that first game, he had 111 yards. And then the next week he had like 12. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think he's given enough opportunity. But like I said, they spread the ball around. So it really doesn't matter. As long as we are scoring points, because our defense is not stopping anybody except for Josh Allen. Might I add, shut
If
him
you
down.
don't leave the Bengals alone,
The Bills, it's the Bills.
I meant the Bills. Leave the Bills alone.
I'm just saying.
Leave them alone. Leave the
We're
Bills
not, the
alone.
defense is not stopping anyone.
Yeah, I know. We're going to switch gears in just a moment and talk about our defense. Yikes. But last, obviously, we have Derrick Henry and Rod Wave. You knew exactly where I was going. Run the ball. Ravens have shown that they are not afraid to take Derrick Henry off the field. Whether it's working or it's not, the Ravens have demonstrated time and time again that they will run a play with Derrick Henry, and the next thing you know, you see him jogging to the sideline.
Yes.
We need to run the ball. Hendo,
Listen,
your thoughts?
we were at the game last week, Jasmine and I. Derrick Henry first play, cool. Second play, he took him off the field. It's one play. Why is he not on the field, and why are you not running him? And I think that was the reason we went into the half at a deficit, because we went away from our identity, and we weren't running the ball at all. Like, we weren't even trying to run the ball. And these are things at times, especially in rivalry games and in big games, Todd Monken and John Harbaugh, they lose themselves. I don't know what their game plan is. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know what they think is going to happen. But I know a lot of people say, listen, if you run it sometimes and it's not working, you go away from the run. No, we see that Derrick Henry is a volume back. He gets better as the game goes on. The more carries that he gets, the stronger he gets. And those guys, quite honestly, are tired of tackling him after a bit of time. That's why you just see him run by dudes and just wave like, nah, bro, it ain't that today. So we need to get this ground game going. We need to play keep away, because the defense is struggling, and the Pittsburgh Steelers have an offense that can score, especially with them bringing in Russell Wilson. So, hey, run the ball as much as possible.
Absolutely. Run the ball. It works. Keep running the ball, even if it doesn't work initially. don't deviate from it. I see a question here from Praveen. How will Patrick Queen be received in Baltimore? Well, this game here, we are traveling to Pittsburgh. But fast forward in a few weeks toward the end of the season, Patrick Queen will be, coming our way. But for purposes of the first game against his former team, how do you think he'll do?
Poorly. He hasn't done well all season. Like if you listen to Steelers fans, they listen, Ravens fans, touche. Y'all got us. Y'all gave us the op. We thought we were getting something, and he's not it. Y'all did this intentionally. So he'll be amped up to play against the Ravens because he wanted to stay here.
He did.
He said the Ravens did not offer him a contract at all.
Right.
And that's kind of shocking to me because normally with our draft picks, we don't like giving up on our draft picks. And Queen played extremely well. He was a second-team All-Pro last year. Yeah. He's a Pro Bowler. So for us to say, you know what, you ain't it, be gone. And the money that he signed was not the money that we thought. A lot of people thought that he was going to get between 18 to 20 mil a year. And I think he ended up signing for around about a 13 mil a year average. Right. So the Ravens could have afforded that. I don't know if he would have made a difference with Roquan. Because I don't know if Roquan's just sad and missing his best friend. But
it could be.
Neither one of them are working out right now.
It really could be. I mean, we saw the same thing with, Marlon Humphrey and Marcus Peters. Marlon looked really sad for a while after Marcus Peters was gone. So there's something to be said about playing with a person or, having a teammate there and you're used to them, you're comfortable with them, and now they're no longer. But listen, I have nothing bad to say about Patrick Queen. I just want to see Derrick Henry. I just want to see Derrick Henry give him one good stiff arm. That's all I want. And then after that, I'll be happy. Then I'll be happy. All right.
Push his face into the ground.
No, I didn't say that. Now, see, we take things just way too far with Hendo. We just, just go way up. Okay.
And then stop and pose for the camera like, yeah, you know what it is.
No, absolutely not. No. But yeah, Osmond said something earlier. I mentioned a comment earlier. He said, imagine what Henry could do with a better O-line. I agree with you. But he's still able to get the job done. He's still been very effective this year. And it's, even with an O-line that's been hit or miss. That's what I'm going to call it. I'm going to be gracious. They've been hit or miss.
Is he the MVP?
I don't think so. No, I think the only person in my book right now who is the MVP is Lamar Jackson. And it's not even close.
Okay, because they like to talk online about, Lamar's playing better than he has in either of his MVP seasons because Derrick Henry's here. So Derrick Henry should be the MVP because Lamar's playing better. Like that makes no sense to me. And the question that I thought about a little bit earlier was, if we take Derrick Henry off of the Baltimore Ravens right now, can Lamar Jackson still make it and win? Can he get to the playoffs and possibly get to a Super Bowl? I think that he can. Now, if we take Lamar Jackson off of this team and feature Derrick Henry, what would happen then?
Nothing. There'd be no conversation. There'd be absolutely no conversation. Antonio Williams, thank you for being here. PQ and Rowe arguably were the best linebacker duo. Yeah, other than the 49ers. Other than the 49ers last year with Greenlaw and Fred Warner and Greenlaw. I mean, what's funny?
Because I tried to, listen, shout out to Coach Evans from Sip the Tally. I tried to tell him, he was like, yo, my boys are comparable. Like, hey, they're close to the 49ers. I'm like, they're close. Yeah. But it's night and day, especially with Fred Warner. And we even see this season, Roquan and Fred Warner. It's no competition.
Yeah. But to your point, yes, Antonio, last year they were, the duo.
They were the second best linebacker.
They were the second best
linebacker duo in the league. Yes, they were. They were balling.
I agree. Let's move on because there is football on, but we're not going to keep you too much longer. I know, but it's the Commanders.
I care about DC. It's DC.
Stop it. You never know. That could be a matchup for the Super Bowl. I'm thinking it's going to be the Ravens and the Lions, but that's not why we're here.
I don't know. Jared 5 picks. I don't know.
But he still won the game. You can say what you want. 5 picks, 5 interceptions, 1 game. Who came out with the victory?
Listen, he didn't win the
I
game.
just want to know. I didn't say he
Jahmyr
did.
Gibbs won the game,
I didn't say
and
he
the
did, but my
Texans.
question is, which team won the game?
All right,
It was the Lions.
Let Lamar throw 5 picks
Oh
in a win.
gosh. Oh yeah. The hate would be next level.
Immense.
It would be just like otherworldly if Lamar did that. So, Lamar, you're doing great. Keep going. We love you. Thank you. Let's move over to the defense. Ooh. We have to talk about it. We have to talk about our defense
Okay.
going up against Russell Wilson.
Okay.
Hendo,
What's up?
let's start with the good, right? Our ability to stop the run. How do you think we're going to do? Well, tell me what the good is on the defense if it's, if that's the response. Okay, right. So you have this is where you can choose.
So it is a good thing. It is a good thing. But is it a byproduct that we can't stop the pass that teams aren't running? And we get big leads, so teams have to throw their way to try to get back in the game. So it's a catch-22.
If you are looking at a defense as a whole, you either say the good portion of our defense lies either in our D-line, linebackers, or secondary. So far, where's the good out of those three?
D-line.
Thank you. Hands down. Our ability to stop the run is where we have been very good. I think we're ranked number
1.
Is it still number 1? Yep, we're still number 1 through 10.
73 yards a game.
Yes, I was going to say 2, but yeah, we're still number 1 through 10 games. Our ability to stop the run. Pittsburgh, I absolutely see them trying to run the ball. This is a team that does that. Well, they're probably not going to do very good against this D-line, and it's going to force Russell Wilson. It's going to force Russell Wilson to pass the ball. I think they're going to try. They're going to give it an effort. They're going to give it the old college try to run the ball. And then when they get stopped.
They're going to do it. We're going to shut down Najee Harris. We're going to shut him down.
Yeah.
Jaylen Warren is the one we have to watch out for. He's the one with the speed. He's the one with the big playability. That's the guy that we have to key in on. Najee, I'm going to line up and just run straight.
Yeah.
Warren, if he hits that corner, if we don't set the edge and he hits that corner, he's gone.
But he better not come over to the edge where Owe is. Yeah, he better not come over to Odafe Owe's side of the ball.
Because that imaginary 4-3 speed.
You better leave my guy alone. You better leave my guy alone. You got to.
Listen. I got an email earlier this week. It was surprising to me. I got an email from BaltimoreRavens.com. And I'm like, I should be the last person that they reach out to, me of all people. And they were like, listen, when you stream, regardless of who you stream with, make sure that you address Odafe Owe as Mr. Willis.
All right, so
don't call him Odafe any longer.
Just call him Mr. Willis. Not listening to Hendo and his foolishness. If you all, I hope you guys are having a good time. If you are, hit the like button. And if you're not, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Hit the subscribe button, come back, watch another video or live stream, and I promise you'll have a good time. Whatever you do, it doesn't matter. Just hit a button. Brent Lauren asks, is MP still out?
Who?
MP.
Who is MP?
I don't know. Brent, let us know. Is MP still out?
I'm old. Like, you got to say names.
Yeah, I don't know players I should know them by initials, but I don't. Let us know who you're talking about, and we'll circle back. But our ability to stop the run has been great, and I think I'm looking at Najee Harris. He is the lead rusher. He leads their team with 157 carries and 645 yards. Behind him, surprisingly, is Justin Fields. Justin Fields, 55 carries for 231 yards, and then
Michael Pierce. I'm sorry, he meant Michael Pierce.
Pierce. He's on injured reserve, so he's going to be out for a couple more games, at least two more games, maybe 3
at least.
Yeah. So, yeah, that interior line. Thank you, big boy Michael Pierce. Yep, that's the one. Thank you. But after Justin Fields comes Jaylen Warren, just like you said, Hendo, 55 carries for 217 yards. All I can tell Jaylen Fields. Don't go over and mess with Odafe Owe because he's got your card, he's got your number, and he's coming for you. So just make sure you stay on the opposite side.
Listen, that That 255 yards is very deceiving because he was injured for like the first 4 or 5 games of the season, and he's starting to get healthy. So watch out for him. But if we get a big enough lead, we don't have to worry about the run. We just have to worry about them passing the ball. We have to worry about George Pickens. Now we have to worry about Michael Williams that they traded for. We have to worry about Fryermuth because as a defense,
Yeah.
we give up 200. What we give up? 294.9 yards per game. So almost 295 yards per game, and we can't cover the middle of the field. We can't cover tight ends. So if we get a big enough lead, or if they just feel pass happy this game, we have to watch out. And then that's when they're going to hit us with the run.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
we need to get the ball first and score.
Familiar, a new face, a new avatar, Justin Lewis. This is my first time I'm watching you guys live. Normally I wait until after you finish. Well, welcome to the live stream.
Appreciate
I'm glad you were able to catch the show. Thank you. If you have any questions for either myself and or Hendo, please drop your questions in the chat right now. Let us know because we are coming on the final stretch. Because we're not going to spend we're not going to spend too much time about the secondary. We can't do it. We can't do it. But anyway, let's talk about our linebacking core. Let's talk about our linebacking core. Eric Parker. Okay, thank you for being here. I'm sorry to say, Eric Parker, we haven't gotten to the score predictions just yet. We'll get into those pretty soon, but make sure you stick around for that. Our linebackers. How do you think we're going to do against Pittsburgh?
Poorly. Very poorly. like we have all season long.
This is why I said we were nearing the finish line because it just goes downhill from here.
What do you mean?
It goes.
So you think that they're going to be rejuvenated and somehow learn how to play all of a sudden?
I didn't say the secondary,
No.
namely
Okay.
the safeties. I didn't say that. I said the linebackers.
When has Roquan covered anybody?
No, we don't need to have Roquan in coverage. We don't.
But for some reason, Zack Orr calls those plays.
I know that. He put Malik Harrison in coverage earlier in the season. For what? For what? To get burnt? Like burnt toast? That's exactly what happens. So no, I did not say Roquan or Malik Harrison need to be in coverage. This is where I think, okay, I'm going to say it here. This is where I think Patrick Queen contributed very well to our defense. He was a much better cover linebacker and he complemented Roquan Smith. Roquan is your run stuffing linebacker. Don't put him on no. Go ahead, Hendo.
So I got a child in school. One child gets an F, one child gets a D. And I say, oh, well, that D is much better than an F. It's still not good.
Well, I'm not going to give him a D. I'm going to give him a C minus.
Patrick Queen, for as well as Patrick Queen has played as throughout his career, his up and down career with the Ravens, one thing he could never do was cover. With all that speed, he could not cover.
Well, okay, so that leaves us with who?
Trenton Simpson.
And
Trenton Simpson. Oh, and Trenton Simpson.
How good do you think Trenton Simpson will be this game? We need a big game from him, honestly.
I think he'll be average. And not for his play, for his utilization, for how Zack Orr utilizes his skills. Because even though it was, and I don't put too much stock into the preseason, because we had so many injuries, Trenton Simpson played every down of every game. And we got to see what he could do on the field. Now, it was against some second and third stringers. He did get some reps against some first teamers. But he showed what he can do, and I don't think that Zack Orr is utilizing him properly. This is why we don't see a lot of big games from him, a lot of tackle games. He gets some passes defended, but Zack Orr, I don't know what kind of defense he's calling. I don't know if he's waiting for the bye to readjust and do some different type things. But he just isn't using the parts that he's not using Kyle Hamilton properly.
Right. And we don't, I know Kyle Hamilton returned to practice today and the Ravens fan base took a sigh of relief, a collective sigh of relief to see Kyle back so soon after that ankle injury, which appeared to be like non-contact injury. And those are the worst. When you see those non-contact, the first thing you're thinking is, oh gosh, is this season ending? But thank goodness, thank God he's back. Don't know if he'll play this week. I don't know if he'll play on Sunday, but either way, yes. Let's spend a minute before we move on to the secondary, the scary secondary that we have as the Baltimore Ravens. Let's spend a moment to talk about Zack Orr and how he is Do you see how he's calling these games? Have you seen any level of improvement in terms of from week 1 up to now through week 10 for Zack Orr as a defensive coordinator?
Yes, he's gotten worse. He went from bad to he sucks.
Say something positive about Zack Orr, Hendo, please.
He positively sucks now.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Some positive. In all honesty, some positive. Zach Orr he's learning on the job. All
He
this is
is.
on the job experience that he's getting as a defensive coordinator. He's never held the position before, and he's learning so many things. So this is going to bode well for him for his new team next season. There's your positive.
How do you say this stuff with a straight face, Hendo? How do you do it? Yes, Black Ice.
Practice.
Hendo is on fire tonight. I see you, Big Reg. I see you, K-Walk Comedy. Shout out to 86 Ghost B Squared,
What's up,
one of
Red?
my awesome channel members. Thank you for
What's up,
joining.
Brandon?
Yes. Funky Homo sapien. Yeah, laugh at Hendo because that's what you do. You that's why we want Hendo to come back to these live streaming streets. And if you want Hendo to come back, right, on a permanent basis, see how earlier he was just adding things, and I said I'll get to you in a few minutes. If you want Hendo to come back to these YouTube live streaming streets, go ahead and drop a Cash App or a donation through either a super chat, Cash App. I think it's on the link is in his channel. But I don't know. I thought it would be there. But go ahead, let Hendo know. If you send a super chat, super sticker, something, so Hendo knows that you want him to resume his live streaming career. But
Can I ask you a serious question before we move on?
nope. So
Okay.
go ahead, Hendo.
All right. In all seriousness, where they do that at? Where they do that at?
Do what?
Put people on blast like that.
Oh, kind of like you did to me earlier. Oh,
What you
and I
mean?
said, oh yeah. See how soon we forget, right?
Oh, for missing your stream last Sunday. Got it.
That too. I hadn't even thought about that. I was talking about what you did at the beginning of this stream, but Don C
Cool.
coming
What's up, Don?
through. Thank you. We see you, Don C. Yes, we got that first super chat. We appreciate you, Don C. He said, yes. Yolanda, my YouTube bestie, and Hendo, good evening. Working up in New England, coming back Saturday. Can't wait for the game. I think our defense bounces back, led by, yes, sir, Odafe Owe. Yes, sorry, Yolanda. Much love.
He got 5 sacks on the season. He's hit his ceiling.
Anyway,
He's donezo.
no, he's not. Thank you again, Don C, for the super chat. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, so now we're going to spend just 30 seconds on this secondary because
All right, B.
it's just not a lot. Every Hendo live stream, I'll do a food review. Oh, okay. We'll hold you to it. B squared.
Vegan food?
Ooh, now there's a twist. Let's talk about this secondary. All right, let's really break down the secondary. What are your thoughts going in with a secondary trying to cover mano y mano George Pickens?
It depends on if we get good George Pickens or bad George Pickens. Because sometimes he goes off and he gets frustrated. He does his own thing, picks fights. Like he just nags at people.
Yeah.
But he is a problem. Like if his head is in the game and Russ is actually targeting him, he can be a problem. He's not on T. Higgins level, but he is a game disruptor. I know a lot of people are like, oh, he's not that good. He had 1,000 yards last season. He caught the game-winning touchdown versus Marlowe. And Marlowe's playing extremely well this year. So to me, he is the X factor on that offense. If we can contain him, maybe learn to bracket him and hope that the other guys drop balls or they just don't get open. But we need to concentrate on George Pickens because if you see, the best thing for me with him is his catch radius. They sometimes just throw the ball up and somehow he just goes and gets it. I think that's the one thing that the Baltimore Ravens, as well as they have been playing, the receivers have been playing this season. We don't have that guy with that catch radius where you just toss it up and he's going to get that ball. So if we can shut George Pickens down, we will extremely hamper their passing game. But it's easier said than done.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know if we can shut him down. Can we slow him down? Yes, I do. I think so. Just don't put Brandon Stevens on George Pickens. Don't do it. I see you, Jared Green. Ramsey J. Always mentioned as soon as I enter the live. See how you do? I'm watching you, Ramsey J. Mr. Heist, 26.
What's
We're going
going
to
on?
talk about the Steelers. Okay. Other than George Pickens, right? You've
Mhm.
got you've got to watch Fryer move.
Yes.
And what is our response to him?
Fry move?
Hmm.
Sit on the bench. We can't cover tight ends. We cannot. And Fry move,
We're going to
he was,
have
he
to
was
figure it out
when we had listen,
between today and Sunday at 12:59
we
p.m.
have we have 10 games of proof we cannot get it done. You would think that Zack Orr would have made some type of adjustments. And even in the game last week, there were times Roquan was guarding Jamal Chase one on one.
You didn't have to repeat that. Like,
I'm just
I,
saying, I don't have confidence in him. He does not put his players in the right position to win their
okay.
matchups. And then sometimes you have players overcompensating for their teammates because they may be out of position. I don't know why game 10 we're still having communication problems, but listen, it's going to be a good game. No doubt about it. It's going to be a good game. But to me, it's just I've seen what the Steelers have done versus the Ravens with a below average quarterback. Russ is not the Russ of old, but he is serviceable enough to get the job done. Listen, he's got no fear in his heart to just throw them moon balls up and let them come down where they may. And we know that I listen. If I'm Russell, listen. If I'm Russell Wilson, I'm just closing my eyes and I'm just tossing the ball up because I know Ravens cornerbacks aren't catching it. It's not
Wait,
getting intercepted.
wait. Okay. That's where I think we can improve. Right? That's where I think we can make the most significant improvement. Do I think we're going to be able to fix all of our issues? No. No, 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 no. We can't. But at least like Justin Lewis says, our secondary, we need a lot of help. But if we can just fix one thing, and I think for me going into this game, the one thing I want the Ravens to do, I want us to be able to get turnovers, interceptions. Marlon Humphrey has been doing a great job, but he can't do it alone. And I'm
But
going to take,
where's this help coming from? Because this is what I don't understand. We have a first round pick at corner. We have a third round pick at corner. We have a first round pick at corner. We have a first round pick at safety. We have a third round pick at safety. Where is this help coming from? And
it's
all of these guys, minus the rookie, have had Pro Bowl level, all pro type seasons. Where's this help coming from? Oh, Arthur Marlette, because y'all told me when Arthur Marlette comes back,
leave Arthur alone.
he's gonna shut stuff down. Arthur Marlette is walking around in a walking boot and got teammates patting him on his neck, talking about it's gonna be all right, little friend. It's gonna be okay.
That's terrible. I want to give a huge shout out to Jasmine. Thank
My
you.
baby girl.
Yes, Hendo's baby girl. Thank you, Jasmine, for the $20 donation. That means she wants to see Hendo return to these live streams. Because I said a little
That,
while ago, if you want to see.
that wasn't why she donated though.
Oh, okay. Well, we appreciate the support. Thank you for the donation, Jasmine. Thank you. But
Appreciate it,
the
baby.
one thing that I would want, yes, funky Homo sapien, I am very optimistic. If we can get some turnovers,
Yes.
that we can't fix everything. We have a lot of issues in our secondary, no
Yes.
doubt. We can't get Brandon Stevens to turn his head around in time. We can't.
Uh, he almost had that interception. Like I was extremely ecstatic. If his back foot hadn't slid out of bounds simultaneously, he turned around. He made the play. Maybe that is a sign of better things to come. Maybe.
Okay. Wow. Thank you, David Hunt, my channel member, awesome channel member, David Hunt, for this super sticker. Thank you very much for the support. I appreciate it. Hendo forever. Thank you for the the super chat. Hendo forever. Yes, that's right. Hendo. See? Much love coming your way, Hendo. But
I appreciate that. I really appreciate
yeah,
that.
thank you. Listen, my thought is we can work on one thing this game that could really turn the tide for us. We know this is going to be a dogfight. It's going to be a
Yeah.
slugfest. It is a division rivalry game. What do you expect? And thank you to whoever made the schedule for the NFL. We get 2 division rivalries back to back. So we did get an extra 3 days of rest because we played last Thursday.
Right.
So there's that. But still, we know this is going to be a hard fought battle. And if we can fix one thing going into this game, for me, it's let's get some turnovers. Can we make a big time play in a crucial moment That's what I'd like to see. So how do you think Russell Wilson is going to do? I don't think I asked about him earlier.
I mean, I think Russell will perform decently. He made 60% of his passes, 240 yards, maybe 2 touchdowns. It's hard to tell with this defense. Listen, we made Jameis Winston look like an all-pro. The man hadn't started a football game in 2 years, threw for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. Jameis Winston. Russell Wilson's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. And he's not the Russell Wilson of Seattle, no. But listen, if he and George Pickens can garner that connection and he can just loft them balls up, like it was times where Jamar Chase, he just threw the ball up and waited for Jamar Chase to just run under it. Like if this happens, we could be in trouble. But it is a divisional matchup, so things may be a little bit tighter. The defense may play a lot better, being that it is. No, I can't say that because 2 games against Cincinnati, they gave up darn near 5 miles.
And
I'm just gonna hope and pray. I'm gonna sacrifice it. I'm gonna sacrifice the fake chicken. Hope and pray. I said a fake chicken, vegan chicken.
Jasmine says it was. You said it wasn't. Jasmine said it was. The message in the donation said more live stream. I apologize.
No.
I missed the comment in your donation in your super chat, Jasmine. But
Don't
yes.
listen to my child.
What'd you say, Hendo?
Don't listen to my child.
Wait, you were just singing her praises, your baby girl, and now it's don't listen.
That's my baby girl.
Okay.
That generation, they just speak. They don't, you know how it is.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with you, Funky Homo Sapien. I just want no injuries. Both sides. No injuries, clean game.
Listen, I see some Steelers fans in here.
Yeah,
Welcome.
Sydney Wilson, I got something for you in a second. I'm coming for you.
Appreciate y'all coming up in here.
Yeah,
but listen,
you.
you speak about injuries, and this is where my blood starts to boil a little bit. Like this is because listen, TJ Watt, dirty. He's the one that hurt. He's the one that hurt Ronnie Stanley, and the dirtiest player in the NFL, Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
We need to watch out for him. That's why I don't want Lamar running the ball, getting past the line of scrimmage, because Minkah is a dirty, dirty football player.
Very, very much. And Frank G. Life, I see you. Yeah, I love the Ravens, but the secondary scares me to death. Absolutely. We spent 30 seconds on this secondary that has just not been anything. They're just not living up to what what we're paying them, what we've invested in them. They're not, honestly.
And I guess the answer is to allocate more to the defense, which we've been doing for years, which was supposed to take us to the promised land, which is now our Achilles heel and is the reason that the Ravens may not win the Super Bowl because they can't stop a nosebleed.
Yeah. They're working on it. Thank you, Don C. Yes, another super chat. Thank you. Don C. said, more Hendo live is a great thing, but Hendo and the video edits are awesome. Yeah, he does an amazing job with his edits. Yes, he does. We love the same movies and music. Oh, that's good. Hendo, you do a great job with your videos. It must take you forever. You're a good one.
It does. Listen, some of them videos take hours to edit. And I do appreciate the recognition for it because it makes me feel better and it makes me motivated to do even more. So I really do appreciate that.
Sydney, the only reason you're saying that TJ Watt is not dirty and Minkah is not either is because you happen to be a Steelers fan. But
come on, Sydney. Minkah.
Leave Sydney. Sydney's not going to be on the right side of telling the whole truth, because if the whole truth were told, we know that their one goal and their one objective is.
Listen, Sydney. Listen. Just saw something on TikTok the other day. No, seriously. This is all seriousness. Just saw someone on TikTok the other day, and there's this young lady. I can't remember what her name is. And the young lady said, listen, applications are open right now for the Baltimore Ravens bandwagon. I mean, she did say we're only accepting applications from like the Dallas Cowboys, certain teams like that. But listen, if you want to come over and be on the right side of history,
leave him alone.
You see that behind me? MB3. Let's go.
Yeah. We'll welcome you with open arms, Sydney, if you decide. Should you decide after this game? Let's move into score predictions really quickly. Quickly. That's right, Frank G. Like, TJ Watt is there. But like Hendo said, I think Minkah Fitzpatrick is worse. I do. I think he's a little worse. But move into score predictions.
I'll never forget what you did to Nick Chubb. I will never forget.
Yeah. It's not okay. Type fast, because we are rounding this,
we having fun. We having fun. This is 8:41.
The Commanders are playing.
No one cares about the District of Columbia.
I
Nobody,
know.
even the people that live there, don't care.
Okay. All right. Who do you have winning the game? Type fast. Let us know. Baltimore Ravens, Pittsburgh Steelers. Who wins, Hendo? And give me your score prediction.
Did you just curse at me?
No, I said the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, you
Who
just
wins?
cursed. Of
Who
course,
wins?
the Baltimore Ravens are going to win this game.
Okay.
They lead the league with a 31.8 points per game average. So in this game, I think the Ravens are going to win 35-31 because the defense can't stop anybody. So
35. Ooh.
the
Let's take
defense gives up 25.3 points per game.
25 points per game.
25 points per game, right? So we can score, but we can't stop people from scoring. And they have the offense that can possibly get it done. So 35-31, I think, is going to be my score prediction for this game.
All right. Let's take a few score predictions from those who have joined us in the chat. And I'll make sure that I put some of these Steelers fans' comments up. Let me get to them. Give me one second.
Listen. I like these Steelers fans.
I do
like these
too.
Steelers fans only because they're realistic.
Yeah.
They have the Steelers winning by 3 points.
Okay,
because they know they're not going to win.
Let's get into it. All right, let's have a look at some of these score predictions that you are dropping in the chat. I see them coming in. If I miss yours, just type it again for me, okay? Just, charge it to my head and not my heart. First one. Oh, it's not working. Okay, there we go. Justin Lewis, he says, the Ravens are winning 28-24. Frank G. Live, 23-20 Ravens. Now, see, I don't want it that close. The reason I don't want it this close, and even as close as Justin's score, 4 points. The reason is because Hendo and I will be live streaming the entire game on Sunday.
What? Wait a minute. But listen, in all seriousness, it could be a close game because normally when the Ravens and Steelers play, it's never a blowout. It's always going to be a close game. So that 20-23, whatever, that may be a correct prediction. Just the Ravens are going to win. It's right
just because Justin Tucker has been hit or miss. We didn't even talk about that. I don't want this game to come down to a field goal.
Hey, Yolanda.
I don't.
Hey, Yolanda. 35, all touchdowns.
Yeah.
All touchdowns.
That's
no
it.
Field goals.
None.
Hopefully they'll miss an extra point.
Yeah. I like this one. Yeah, I like that. All right. Mr. Heist says, Ravens are built like the Steelers. Ravens are the little brother.
Ooh. Well, listen. I will say,
Mr. Heist?
No, I will say he is correct in that because when the Baltimore Ravens came back into existence, we modeled our franchise after the Steelers franchise. Run the ball, play great defense. We tried to be exactly like them because they were at the time one of the franchises that were a model of success, and we saw them twice a year. So we just emulated what they did. We just took it to a whole nother level, though. Let's not get that twisted.
I like the spin. I like what you did there. Comment coming in right here from Osmond. Hey, Hendo, when you release videos, maybe you can go live and answer some questions and respond to comments. Ooh, I like how you think, Osmond. We here.
I thought Osmond was my people's.
Osmond, we here.
That was my guy. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, TJ Watt's definitely dirty. Let's get back into some of these score predictions here. Sydney, I like the realism. Psych. 23-20, the Steelers. They're not winning.
Did you just say psych?
I say all kinds of things. You guys know. If you are new to my channel or if you've never seen me before, hey there. I say all kinds of phrases. I use all kinds of colloquials, and Hendo will call me out on it, and he'll say,
I'm about to call you out right now.
1920s.
No, I'm about to call you out right now.
Go for it.
Say yeah, me.
Don C said Ravens are going to win 34-7.
Say yeah, me. Say yeah,
no, because I struggle with that. It just like the store, the shopping mall.
Mondalman?
Mm-hmm. Eric Parker. Steelers are going to win 20-17. So let me ask you this. I'm not trying to like be funny or crass. Yes. Well, okay. Maybe I am, but my question to you.
You're never funny.
I am. I think I'm pretty funny sometimes. No, I'm not. Okay, but anyway, that's fine. My question to you, Eric, with Lamar Jackson
Mm-hmm.
and this electric offense and your defense that is pretty good, not great,
Right, right.
pretty good. All right. Your pass defense, I believe you all are 17 in the league, which is not in the
Not
top half. Okay. So you think you guys can limit Lamar Jackson and this high powered offense to 17 points? I'll
well.
sit that
Listen.
right there.
All right, but listen. You know me. I'm gonna keep it a bean. Like either way, I'm gonna tell the truth. Okay. Whether it's favorable for us or it's not, I'm gonna tell the truth. Okay. I understand what he's saying because in the games that Lamar Jackson has played versus the Steelers, he has 10 turnovers and has been sacked 20 times.
But
And
that's
he's
why
not played and he's only played 4 games versus the Steelers.
yeah, yeah.
10 turnovers and 20 sacks. So a low scoring game is possible. But I will say that the Pittsburgh Steelers have not seen this iteration of Lamar Jackson. They have not seen this version. They have not seen Lamar, who is super saiyan and just doing his thing week in and week out. So yeah, that 17 points you think the Ravens are going to score, you are factually correct in that. They're going to score 17 points in the first quarter. Not for the game.
Agreed. But also, too, you have to think about when you evaluate a team, you evaluate a current team. And we did not have Derrick Henry heretofore. So, Jonathan Alston, thank you for the donation. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to read your comment in just 1 second, if I can get to it. Here we go. Thank you for the super chat. Very, very kind of you. I can see Baltimore. Let me see if I can put it up here. There we go. I can see Baltimore snapped their winning streak.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Listen,
Definitely.
the Ravens play their best football against the best teams in the NFL. If you look at the Lamar Jackson era of the Ravens, when they play the teams, that teams are like, oh yeah, they're destined because a lot of people now are picking the Pittsburgh Steelers to win the AFC North. We play up to our competition. And unfortunately, at times we play down to our competition. But when we play those teams that we're compared to be as great as or a little bit lesser than, we show out. Lamar shows out. So yeah, we're going to snap that win streak. We're going to take control of the AFC North because if we lose this game, we will be a game and a half behind them.
Yeah.
And two losses behind them. And that will put us further away from Buffalo and further away from the undefeated Kansas City
Kansas City
Chiefs.
Chiefs, yeah.
I don't want to go too low. I understand the Baltimore Ravens when they won their 2 Super Bowls were a wild card team, and we just took that long road to the Super Bowl. I don't want that. I don't want the hard road. I want the easiest route possible.
Yeah.
And it's a possibility if you look at it. Listen, there's a possibility this season that we have already or are going to face every team we might see in the playoffs. We played Kansas City. We're going to play Houston. Play if Cincinnati can get their stuff together. Kansas City, Buffalo. All the teams that we are possibly going to see in the playoffs, we have played them already. So we need to stack as many wins and get our confidence up and get this defense playing the way that it should.
Yeah.
Cut Odafe Owe and get somebody that can play.
Wait a minute now. Stop this. We don't talk bad about Odafe Owe. No, 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 no. I won't have it. Lamar does not. And that's to Sydney. And I think Hendo just addressed that. That's to Hendo's point. Tanja, she thinks the Ravens 26,
right, Tanja.
31. Ravens are taking it. Okay. Ravens. I can see it.
And that's the average that the offense and the defense gives up. So that fits perfectly.
Yeah, that's really a good score prediction right there. Cameron Hines, 28-17. Who wins, Cameron? 28-17, who wins?
Ravens.
I want Cameron to weigh in. Let Cameron weigh in.
Who on the Steelers is going to stop Derrick Henry? Other than Tom Morgan, but John Harbaugh. Other than those two, who on the Steelers? Well, unfortunately, we don't have a defense. We don't pack those.
Right, and I was going to say, listen, they've got a George Pickens. Who on our defense can stop him?
Maybe people sleep on Mike Williams.
People are sleeping on
Mike Williams. They're sleeping on Mike Williams. He didn't really get a decent shot up in New York with Aaron Rodgers because Aaron Rodgers had all his boys up there with him. Mm-hmm. But Mike Williams is a former 1,000-yard receiver. He can play. Injuries have just beset his career, but he can play. And then you sprinkle in a little bit of Little Reek, which I call him, Calvin Austin III. He's a speedster. He's a little guy. He's a speedster. They have the pieces. It's just that is our defense going to limit them?
That's why I wanted to spend 30 seconds talking about our defense because we can go down a rabbit hole. I don't even have my rabbit with me.
Not
Mr. Heist,
yet.
Mr. Heist, yes, you're right. And Derrick Henry has never gotten 100 yards against the Steelers, but Derrick Henry also has never played with a two-time league MVP.
Oh man.
Therein lies the difference.
Oh man.
So
Stop using my terms. Stop using my terms. I
there's
told you
not.
about that.
Oh, stop
Mm-mm.
it! Stop it! That's not your turn, is it?
When have you ever heard anybody other than myself say therein lies the difference?
I don't know. I hear it all the time.
Ex-
The O line can't stop Watt or Cam Hayward. They're going to have to do something, Rod.
right.
They're going to have a plan B. If plan A is stop Watt, stop Hayward, and that doesn't work, they're going to have a plan B. And that's where Todd Monken has to really get into his bag and figure it out. Hey there, Jared Green. Thanks for joining.
So
Thanks for being here. Well, ladies, gentlemen, I think that's everyone. If I missed you, leave a comment again. Just drop your score prediction if I scrolled too fast and missed it. Jared Green says 34-10. That's what I like. We mentioned earlier, or as I just mentioned a moment ago, Hendo and I will be live streaming the game on Sunday. And come back here. All of those Steelers fans, I want to see you. I want to see you in the chat. Even if you don't stay the whole time. Even if you don't stay the whole time, because I'm sure that you want to go over and support your content creators who do the Steelers and who are going to, lie to you and tell you, that, oh man, we're going to win, because you're not. But come back, because we want to at least, check on you. We want to see how y'all are holding up, how you're faring, okay?
How's your mental health?
That too. We want to make sure that you are sound, because it's going to be a long afternoon for you. Rude
Yes, and
awakening.
listen.
Make sure you come back for the live stream.
Listen, and this is not even a lie. I am an excellent baker. Excellent baker. And one of my best dishes that I serve is crow. So make sure you come back and get a little bit. Get your little yum, 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 yum. I'm gonna keep feeding you and feed you. Just come back and get a little bit of that. And then also, even after the game, later that night, we'll be back again to stream the game along with Suge Knight, the Pittsburgh Steelers fan, and we're gonna make him miserable. And it is gonna be my job, my duty, my privilege to make him so sad and make him as mad as possible. Unless we lose, then I won't show up.
I see you, Just Tornado. Thanks for joining. I see you,
Hey,
Florence.
Just Tornado.
I saw you earlier. But yes, make sure you come back, because after Sunday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time, it'll be myself, Hendo, and a Steelers fan who I think is partially a Ravens fan. I didn't even hear me say that, but Suge Knight 323 will be joining us.
Yes, Mike Tyson and vegan crow. It'll be vegan crow. We don't harm animals around here.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Alicia, good to see you. Y'all are getting spicy. She is a Lions fan, but I appreciate her. She's part of the ECAM fam. I know.
What's up, 5 picks?
Alicia,
what's up, quarterback throwing for 85 yards a game?
But Alicia, I did take up for you guys. I said, look, he threw 5 picks, but who won the game?
I have a question
for Alicia. Not which person. Go ahead, ask Alicia your question.
I have a question for Alicia, because I predicted before the season started that the Super Bowl would be the Baltimore Ravens versus the Detroit Lions. After what we did to you guys last year, do you really want to see us in a Super Bowl?
Yeah, last year was pretty
really
bad.
Want to see us in a Super Bowl? And
this year we have Derrick Henry to boot. Just Tornado, please don't encourage Hendo. She says, that's right, Hendo, hand out them indictments. Do you recall, Hendo, a couple of weeks ago, you were on the show and you said, I need John Harbaugh
to go before Congress.
Go before Congress. I need him to be served with a subpoena and answer. Go before Congress and answer. Do you recall saying that?
He needs to answer for his crimes.
And I asked you what crime, and you said malpractice.
Coaching malpractice. Yeah.
Anyway,
we should have 2 Super Bowls by now, at least.
Ooh, Alicia came back for you, but we're going to end it right there.
What you say?
No.
Oh, no, we're not. Listen. Listen. I love. No. Wait. I love a debate. Ooh. So Alicia, you don't know me. I'm not your average Baltimore Ravens fan. I'm a student of the game. I love football. I love watching other teams. I love the Lions. Herman Moore was one of my favorite players ever. Now, when y'all drafted Mike Williams and Charles Rogers, when you had Steve Mariucci as your coach, like, I know all about your history. So please do not come at me. But the question that I have for you is, as one of the oldest franchises in NFL history, have you ever been to a Super Bowl? Have you ever been to a Super Bowl? Have you sniffed the Super Bowl? Have you tasted the Super Bowl?
I don't even know what that was.
Now, before last season, when was the last time y'all had a division title? Was it 91 or was it 93? 3
But in
because
all fair,
Jasmine wasn't born then, and y'all had
wow,
just
Alicia,
finally won a division title because I
I
think
was
Eric
gonna
Kramer was
say.
your quarterback. So let's not get into this because I know all about your team, all about your team. You
Thank you,
don't want to do
Hendo.
this,
Thank you so much.
but I do appreciate you for coming through though.
And she does have, and her team is doing very good this year.
Yeah,
Sans
and
Sans the 5 picks, the 5
okay, how about
interceptions.
this? How about this? How about going up big on the 49ers in the NFC Championship game and
Ugh.
choking it away?
Listen, I mean, we don't have a lot of room to talk because Ravens have choked some games away too.
But when have we been about 2 touchdowns
Oh
in
yeah.
the second half of a game of a championship?
Oh, well, not in a championship, but I can certainly recall when we choked the lead against the Dolphins regular season game. Regular
No,
season game.
we talking about playoffs. I
I
mean,
understand.
we did it. We got up 2 14-point leads against the Patriots.
I
I'll
was
never
going to
forget that. I'll
say,
never forget that because Rashawn Melvin. After that game, I went to his house to do some work. I went to his condo to do some work, and I'm just sitting there the whole time while I'm working, just like it was not a good day that day.
oh, okay. Well, we're going to keep going and we're going to end the
We get
stream.
to the
Nope.
finish line, no cross. We are
Okay.
undefeated in Super Bowls. What are you talking about?
I think she's
We are
making
the
reference
we are
to. I think she's
we are the
making.
first team. We are the first team to hand the 49ers an L in the Super Bowl. They were perfect until they
Thank you,
came and saw
Hendo.
Baltimore.
Thank you so much. Okay,
We're not
ladies.
doing 2 hours.
No,
What
we're
happened
not.
to our stories? I thought we were doing stories about our
Oh,
favorite Baltimore Ravens moments.
oh yes,
What
Hendo.
happened?
We can save
No,
that. We can save that for halftime. We'll save that for halftime on the game. Yep. That way you can think about it, mull it over. We have a
hey, I
surprise to
already have
share
my
with you.
answer. But go ahead and tell them the surprise. I thought this was hashtag 2 hours.
No, 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 not hashtag 12. Hendo and I have a big surprise coming your way. So I'll go ahead and give the reveal now. That's why you
We.
have to stay all the way to the
I
end.
thought it was you. We. When did you start speaking French?
I've always spoken French. But listen, during the month of December, Hendo and I, on our respective channels, will be producing content each day for 31 days. And you will get to see on Ravens Talk with Yolanda, my face all up on your screen every
Mouthful.
day for the 31 days of December. Now, it will either be a live stream, it might be a short video, or it might even be a short. You never know.
Live stream.
And on Hendo's channel, you might see even more live streams, right?
All shorts.
You might see even more live streams on different various topics. And we'll make sure to use our community tab and to post, to have engagement so that you can weigh in on what you'd like to see. If there's a particular topic or a particular question that you have, let us know and we're happy to answer it, make a video, or just hop on the camera and go live and answer your question.
Video ideas. Hit me up on X. I need good ideas to make videos on. I love making videos.
Yeah. So there you go. So make sure you plug in, turn on your post notification. It is a challenge for myself to go live. And I'm not saying every day, but to increase my lives during the month of December, but also to incorporate videos and shorts just to have more engagement. And you guys will get to see us. We'll interact with you. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a really good month of December. And the reason we're doing it in December is because we want to go out in 2024 with a bang, because the Baltimore Ravens are going all the way this year to the Super Bowl. Because once January hits, it's no holds barred. We're taking off full steam ahead on our quest to hashtag Chase the Lombardi. Ladies, gentlemen,
Thanks.
thank you for joining. And Hendo, a huge thank you to you for being here.
Appreciate
Please let everyone know where they can find you and what you have going on here on YouTube.
You can find me at the Road Pod on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok. I put out videos all the time. Like last night, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. Just felt like making a little quick video, threw something out there, something a little slight, something a little light, Try to entertain people. I just give people something to watch, something to do during their downtime. Also, if you want to help support the channel, I have a Patreon where you can come join, be a member, join this community. You get into the Discord and you will see we trip out 20, 22 hours per day. And we also help each other along in life, whatever it is your goals are. We are just trying to build this. We're just trying to build this community up. Also, I just opened up a stand store. More things to come right now. I have a digital vision board. If you are looking for a job, I have some professional resumes that you can kind of look up and give you the template. They're fully customizable. And like I said, more things to come. So we're trying to build some things outside of the realm of YouTube, and we're just trying to help ourselves and others grow in this community. Well, if you just have any questions, just hit me up. I answer people's questions all the time. Like, that should be my job.
Dantana, thank you, my Ecamm fam. I appreciate you for coming by, and thank you for the super chat. Yeah, showing Ravens fans some good energy from a Bears fan. I appreciate
Hold up.
you.
Hold up.
Good. No, no, no. We're
That's a
shutting this
whole.
down.
That's
Good
no, no,
luck
no.
to
I just
your
need to say. Let me
team.
just say
Thank
this.
you,
Let me just say that. I
Dantana.
just want to know.
Thank you.
I just want to know how a Bears fan feel, because I'm not a Bears fan. No, no, seriously. This is not. No, this is not jokes. This is all seriously. I need to know how Bears fans feel, because I said to myself after last season, and you could see the progression with Justin Fields. They did not give him offensive line. Matt Eberflus is not a good head coach, and he still excelled. He started getting better as the season started going on. He and Cole Kmet developed this relationship, and they were killing teams. And at the end of the season, I said, you know what? If they take this number one pick and flip it and get more picks, they can build a team around Justin Fields and actually win instead of going for Caleb Williams. Because even if you bring Caleb Williams in and you think that he is this immense talent, they're going to struggle the same. And everybody's like, no, you don't know. He's a generational quarterback, and he actually looks worse than Justin Fields. So I just want to know, as a Bears fan, are you happy with the selection? I'm not even trying to joke about this. Like, I just want to know, are Bears fans happy with the selection of Caleb Williams? Because the Carolina Panthers gave you everything in their mama when it comes to draft compensation and DJ Moore, and turn around and you're in the same situation, and the team's actually looking worse.
Yeah. It's tough times for the Bears, but just stay the course. That's all I can tell you. Eventually the tables will turn. Exactly right, bro. They screwed Justin. I agree, Hendo. That's what he had to say. Yeah.
Nice. It
All
was a
right.
serious question.
I know, but Dantana, if we can get you to become a small percentage of a Ravens fan,
Listen, bro.
my job
Listen,
is
bro.
done.
All I got to say is 1985. It's a long time. I think
Yeah.
I was 10. I think I was 10 years old.
On that note, because it was absolutely not true.
I
Yes,
was 10 years
exactly.
old in 85.
I thought you were a little older than that. Okay. Exactly
Wow.
right. We hated letting Justin go for nothing. Yeah, for nothing. That's the sad part. For nothing.
Because Ryan Poles played his hand. He was talking about he wanted to trade him, and teams knew that if they weren't going to trade him, that they were going to release him. So he overplayed his hand, and teams said, you know what, I'll call you bluff. And he didn't get anything for it. Like your
Yeah,
general manager.
it's not
But
it.
1985, man, I know you tired of the mediocrity. I know you tired of the bad quarterback play. No quarterback ever to throw for 4,000 yards ever. I mean, Joe Flacco threw for 4,000 yards. So just, I'm not even mad when people just say, you know what, I'm tired of this franchise. I'm going elsewhere. It is your right. Come on over to the winning side. Listen, we about to win a Super Bowl, bro. Get in before we win it.
Come on over, Dantana. I'm trying to tell you. Come on over. Start, rocking a little bit of purple and black and purple and gold and
I mean, come on, bro. Rex Grossman. We knew that
2006,
wasn't
that
going.
Super Bowl too.
We knew that wasn't going to happen. Rex Grossman. Your best offense was Devin Hester running back kicks. But I do like Thomas Jones though. Like, Thomas Jones was the man.
Fair enough. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Justin Lewis says he's been a diehard Ravens fan since day one. I love to hear it. I love to hear
Yes.
it. Make sure you come back on Sunday, catch us on either the live stream and or the recap after the game. Sure to be a good game. Sure to be enjoyable, probably stressful for us Ravens.
Man
But
said, nah, I'm okay.
he said, nah, I'm okay. Gee
Some
whiz.
some
Well, I
people love
appreciate
living
your
some
honesty.
people love living in misery. I'm comfortable.
Stop
I'm
it.
comfortable down here. I'm
Stop.
comfortable down here in this space. When I get up here and I get high, I'm just waiting for something to go wrong. I'm comfortable living down
You
here.
need to stop. He needs to stop. But I appreciate you, Dantana. Thank you for the donation. Ladies, gentlemen,
Appreciate it.
thank you for coming by. We appreciate it. And we will see you very, very soon. Until next time, you take care, stay safe. And yes, that's right. Always remember, go Ravens.
Go Lamar.
That too. God bless.